Hi, I'm Reveena and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make meringue cookies. These are chewy and crunchy and filled with chocolate chips and utterly delicious. So let's go over the ingredients. All you're going to need are 2 egg whites. I separated the eggs. Apparently, according to my mom, it's easier to separate the eggs when they're cold and whip them when they're at room temperature. So you can do that if you want. And we're also going to need half a cup of sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon or thereabouts of salt, 1 cup of chocolate chips, and a teaspoon of vanilla, but we'll get to those ingredients later. So for starters, I'm going to put the 2 egg whites in a bowl and just whip them using my electric mixer until they're nice and frothy. Okay, so my egg whites are nice and frothy, and now I'm going to add my sugar and salt mixture 1 teaspoon at a time. You want it to be really well incorporated because that will ensure that there's no grittiness in the cookies. You can see that it thickens, and it goes a very opaque white, which is the intention. So I know it's just been a matter of seconds for you, but this took around 10-15 minutes, and we're now at what we call stiff peaks. Just like this, you see it's stiff peaks. So now all I'm going to do is add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and just mix that in. And I actually changed mixers. I found that these worked better as opposed to the whisk. I'm just going to switch to a spatula in order to incorporate my chocolate chips. And all I'm going to do is gently fold them in. And yes, you'll notice there is quite a generous amount of chocolate chips, and that is definitely on purpose. Once your chocolate chips are incorporated, take a baking sheet. I have this one, and you can either line it with parchment, or we have these fantastic reusable, I believe they're silicone baking sheets, which is what we always use. Good for the environment. They basically pay for themselves, so I highly recommend one. And I'm just now going to make little dollops of this mixture. I finished laying the cookies out onto the baking sheet, and then I put them into an oven, which was at 325 degrees. You put them into the oven for 3 minutes, and then you turn the oven off, and you leave the cookies in the oven overnight. These cookies are also called forgotten cookies because you leave them in the oven, you bake them, and then you leave them in the oven. And it's the baking them and then leaving them in the oven which gives them this beautiful crisp exterior and kind of chewy marshmallowy texture inside. What's nice about these cookies too is that you can really make them your own. You can make them bigger or smaller. You can add bits of crushed peppermint. You can add food coloring or food essences like different extracts. That's why these cookies are so fabulous. I really hope you give them a shot. As always, recipe in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!